Hi everyone, this is just a mini reading assessment designed for anyone studying Level 1 or Level 2 Functional Skills English. We're going to be taking a look at a typical reading assessment, just 10 questions. If you'd like anything longer than this, then please do check out our membership. It's going to actually help you throughout your course and provide that guidance as you go out through all the exams as well. So the first thing we're going to do then is have a look at the extract and attempt the questions that follow. The extract is going to look like this, as you can see on the right hand side. If you actually want to get a physical copy of this, you can use the link in the description to download your own copy, and it might make things a little bit easier as we go through some of the questions and the text. Read through the text and be ready to respond to comprehension questions that follow. Calling for an end to mobile phones. If we were to go back 20 years from now, what would surprise you the most? Many might have expected some grand scientific discovery like flying cars, but how many of us would have predicted that over 90% of us would be consumed by a small object that rarely ever leaves our hands? The latest study carried out by Robert Smith of Oxford University found that teenagers these days will spend over 93% of their lives looking at screens. This shocking statistic throws light on the concern held by many parents and guardians who remember a time before the recent obsession with mobile phones and electronic devices. With this new study, we must ask ourselves, what impact will this have on future generations? Perhaps the most affected are those between the ages of 11 to 18. Many parents try to hold off on buying devices for their children. However, they often face a losing battle against peer pressure and making sure their children don't feel as though they're missing out. Many people believe, however, that this has caused a surge in issues such as social anxiety, bullying, and even depression. Many parents don't know what to do about this. One parent from Chase Hall Secondary School stated, "I just feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, we never really had to worry about this growing up. Can someone just give us some guidance? Is that too much to ask?" The problems don't stop with teenagers though. The workplace has suffered greatly from our dependency on screens, specifically impacting mental health of staff. Research has shown that 90% of us sleep with our phones mere inches from our eyesight. This has been proven to reduce the effectiveness of sleep and is also a leading cause of poor mental health. Many employers are asking staff to refrain from using devices during the workday unless needed within their roles, in a desperate bid to boost productivity. Both in terms of education and employment, one thing is clear. We are all facing radical changes to our day-to-day lives. While much of the evidence may suggest that these changes are largely bad, it is surely too premature to assume that these changes won't bring about some positives. There is the potential for devices to boost productivity. Research carried out by David Foreman of the Educational Research Facility commented that this new advancement in technology has the potential to turn education on its head. There are certainly benefits to be had, but we must remember to limit our usage and avoid the dreaded doom scrolling. Doom scrolling can be characterized as spending large amounts of time consuming videos and information that might be detrimental to our well-being. Comprehension questions. Answer the questions below to test your understanding. Now, if you need any more time to actually pause the video and go back and read through the text, please feel free to do so. Again, the full document is available to download with the link in the description. Number 1. Look at the line, consumed by a small object. Which of the following words best describes the writer's tone? So is it A, humorous, B, concerned, C, amused, or D, excited? Number 2. The writer doesn't blame parents for giving their children mobile phones. Identify a quotation to support this view. Now, if you're not too sure what we mean when we talk about identifying a quotation, this is where you select a piece of evidence from the text we've just read and you use it to justify the point that is being made. Number 3. Look at paragraph 2. What is meant by the line, "I just feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place"? Number 4. Where has the writer used a triplet or a group of three? And number 5, look at paragraph 3. Where has the writer used emotive language? Number 6, look at the line, desperate bid to boost productivity. What does this imply about the working environment? Number 7, identify one example of alliteration from text A. Number 8, look at the third paragraph. What is the purpose of brackets? Number 9, look at paragraph 4. Replace the word premature with another suitable adjective. And number 10, the last one, look at text A. Identify one example of a professional opinion. If you want to pause the video here and go through the questions again at your own speed, please feel free to do so. We're now going to jump ahead and go through the answers in the next part of the video. As feedback, check your understanding against the correct answers. So for number 1 then, we were looking at the line, consumed by a small object. Which of the following words best describes the writer's tone? So if you think about that word consumed, it shows that the writer is feeling concerned. Number 2, the writer doesn't blame the parents for giving their children mobile phones. Give us a quote to support this view. So answers may include, but are not limited to, they often face a losing battle against peer pressure and making sure that the children don't feel as though they're missing out. Number 3, look at paragraph 2. What is meant by the line, I just feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place? So answers may include, but are not limited to, two difficult decisions and no way to make the right choice. Number 4, where has the writer used a triplet or a group of three? So an example would be social anxiety, bullying, and even depression. And number 5, look at paragraph 3, where has the writer used emotive language? The workplace has suffered greatly from our dependency on screens, and you can see there from that word suffered that would be an example of emotive language. Number 6. So the question said, look at the line, desperate bid to boost productivity. What does this imply about the working environment? So answers may include, but are not limited to, people get easily distracted, and the workers are less productive due to their devices. For number 7, we had to identify one example of alliteration, and that would be dreaded doom. So we know it's alliteration because it's repeating the same letter in both words. Number 8, look at the third paragraph. What is the purpose of brackets? And that's to add additional information. Number 9, replace the word premature with another suitable adjective. So answers may include, but are not limited to, soon, early, or hasty, or anything else really that you think might class as an appropriate word. If you're not sure, please do give us a comment below and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. Number 10. So we had to look at text A and identify one example of a professional opinion. The way we know if it's a professional opinion, if it is someone who's actually coming from a position of authority within that industry that they're speaking about. So the example would be, research carried out by David Foreman of the Educational Research Facility commented that this new advancement in technology has the potential to turn education on its head. There are certainly benefits to be had, but we must remember to limit our usage and avoid the dreaded doom scrolling. In terms of our next lesson, if you're able to actually join our membership, you'll have access to a lot more resources. In the membership, we're going to be going through the following things. So we'll record the skills needed for the writing assessment. We're going to understand how to approach a blog, and we're going to apply our understanding to attempt an exam-style question. Now, if you need any additional support or help, then new videos will be added every single week. Alternatively, leave us a comment below and we'll get back to you, or you can try our partner channel, Bookworm Teaching, for more lessons and guidance on all things English. Thanks ever so much for listening, guys, and all the best with your work and revision in the future. Bye bye.